Mailbag time here on Chat Sports. Harrison Graham, Chase Sr., Richard Tran here. Appreciate the $5 super. Would you trade Jaylen Brown and Kemba for Kawhi and Pat Beverley? Both teams fail to make the conference finals. So if both teams come up short, could a trade like this work? This is pretty interesting here. You have to get Kawhi to opt into his final year, by the way.
Yeah, so I took a headfirst dive into controversy earlier this week because on Boston Celtics Today, I had floated the idea of a Jaylen Brown for Bradley Beal trade, and people were coming after my neck. Would they feel the same about possibly Kawhi Leonard?
I'm doing it for Kawhi.
I might do it for Kawhi. Yeah, I mean, Jaylen Brown is much younger. He's more available, but Kawhi Leonard is Kawhi Leonard. Still one of the best players in the NBA. Well, Jaylen Brown, one of the best two-ways in the league, too.
By the way, give Chase and I a follow on Twitter. He's at Chase_Senior. I'm at HGramNFL. Trying to grow our profiles over there. And, hey, Chase and I, our DMs are always open. We're looking to talk hoops. If you guys are football fans, you can slide on in to the DMs. So go ahead and do that. He's at Chase_Senior. I'm at HGramNFL. Don't freak out about the NFL. I talk a lot of hoops as well. NFL News Channel 01. What can the Blazers get for CJ? So if you watched on our live show, if you caught our news and rumors, we talked about a potential Damian Lillard trade. I tend to think the more likely scenario is trading CJ McCollum because for years the issue there has been, sure, they can each combine to go for 70 on any given night, but they can't stop anybody. So maybe trading McCollum to split up that duo happens this offseason. What do you think he's worth?
Yeah,
at least a first.
You know
right?
what was hot on the NBA streets like a year or two ago? A lot of people were floating possibly a Ben Simmons for CJ McCollum trade.
No way I'm doing that.
I don't think I'm doing that right now. Ben Simmons is an all-NBA defender.
He's too valuable.
And he's a really unique player as well. So a couple of years ago, maybe the Sixers would have entertained that. As of now, I think McCollum's value has somewhat dropped a little bit. You're still going to be able to get like an all-star caliber player.
Yeah, and you'll at least get a first. Like if you want to do it for picks, if you want to kind of rebuild, do a mini rebuild, you could probably get a first, maybe even two for McCollum. I mean, he's a 20, 25-point scorer in the NBA. It's just you have to have the right fit with him. Like if you want to be a contender with McCollum, your other guard has to be a good defender, or you have to have an elite wing defender next to him, which that's been the problem in Portland. So good question, NFL News Channel 01. Another super chat from Not Webb's World 1. Lonzo needs a coach who will run full court offense. Agree. So more transition, free flow offense. I think that would maximize him. He's great in the open court, which is what we've seen the Hornets let LaMelo do this year.
Yeah, because a lot of times in the half court, he's been playing like wing, right? And he's just not suited to be a wing player. Now, he's played well at the wing spot. Lonzo Ball is at his best when he's just playing point guard, playing quarterback, letting passes fly in a free-flowing offense that moves quickly. New Orleans, they're trying to take more of a defensive approach. I don't think it fits his game. So good question there.
Earl Chugg's next up here, and he's yelling on today's question. I've been a little disappointed in Andre Drummond. What do you guys think? Also, you guys ever get picky about your recliner chairs? That's an office debate I had today. Very fascinating. We had that debate recently at Chat Sports.
Yeah, we did. Because of you.
Hey, look, I showed up to work. My chair wasn't at my desk. I found one. It wasn't mine, so I took Jeremy Chugg's chair because I think that one was mine.
Harrison was like, it's not going past a 45-degree angle. It's not mine. It can't be mine.
Hey, I don't know what happened. I just know that the chair I found initially wasn't mine. Real quick on Drummond. Listen, I think that playoffs will determine a lot with what his future, not only with the Lakers is, but in the NBA. They haven't won a lot of games since he's been on board.
He's put up massive numbers and got paid because he was with the Pistons and the Cavaliers. I think with the Lakers, that's more the player that Andre Drummond is. He's going to give you energy. He's going to rebound the basketball. He's going to clog up the paint, whether that's good or bad, and he's going to be a down-low guy. The negatives, doesn't stretch the floor, can't shoot threes, can't get out to the perimeter to defend athletic bigs, and he's an awful free throw shooter. So it hurts to play him late in games. If he's asking for $15, $20 million, one, the Lakers don't have that money. Two, don't think I'd want to pay a player like that money.
Yeah, so what do you guys think? Should the Lakers re-sign Andre Drummond? Type R for re-sign, type W for let him walk. If it's based on what we've seen right now, I'm probably just letting him go unless the market doesn't develop. If you can bring him back for cheap, sure, but I'm not paying more than $7-8 million for Drummond at this point.
I'm throwing up the L.
So let me know what you guys think, R or W. Ray Long, can the Nuggets pull a 2018 Eagles and win a championship with motivation of Murray's injury? Who's the Nick Foles of the Nuggets? Would that be Michael Porter Jr.?
I think so.
He's been hot.
Michael Porter, much more upside and potential and a much better player than Nick Foles is, who's had one of the most mysterious careers ever.
Tell me about it.
I don't think that the Nuggets are going to win the championship.
No.
I think Jokic should win MVP. I think Porter has been freed up because Jamal Murray's not on the floor.
They're an interesting offseason team. If they make a deep run without Murray, do you shop them and try to get a different type of player in there? That becomes interesting.
It does. Yeah.
They're a team to watch for this playoff run. Don't think they can win it all, though. Anisha Nan, will Westbrook break the triple-double record this season? I don't know what that number is.
He's like 3 or 4 away from setting the NBA record and taking over Oscar Robertson. If I'm correct.
Are we talking total?
Ever of all time.
I knew he was closing in on that. I didn't know if this question was for a single season.
Yeah, no, he's about to take over the record and be number 1 in the history of the NBA.
Look,
Wild.
I know Russell Westbrook. I've gone back and forth on him a lot, and I think the triple double has been diminished a lot because of him. That's still an incredible stat. He can do it all offensively. I just don't. His decision-making in crunch time and important games is brutal.
Yeah.
That's been my biggest problem with him. He just is a bad decision-maker when the game is on the line in big games. But, yeah, he might break that record, which would be very impressive. And to me, he still is a Hall of Famer. Troy Daniels, do the Jazz need a number 1 seed to get to the finals? I don't think so. If they fall to the 2, I don't think falling to the 2 is the difference in them not making the finals. If they don't make it, it's because they got beat by a better team.
Yeah, I don't think it's detrimental if they fall into that number 2 spot. I think they're going to be 1 or 2. And as I saw earlier, and we talked about 29-4 at home, that's a pretty raucous environment. I think they're letting around 10,000 people in the arena, if I'm not mistaken. So it'd be nice. It'd be beneficial for sure. I don't think it's the end-all be-all.
Yeah, depending on when you're watching this video, if you're watching live, they're the number 1 seed as of now. At worst, they'll be the number 2 seed, and they're more than capable of making a run. Kevin Hankinson, can the Knicks land a big free agent if they make the second round in the playoffs? I think they could get swept, and for the first time in a while, players are at least going to listen to what the Knicks have to say. They've got young talent, they've got a new culture with Thibodeau, and it's still New York. The problem has been in recent years, it's like, okay, but they're so bad that I'm not going to go sign there. I think that could be starting to change as soon as this offseason.
Yeah, Kevin, I don't think they have to make it to the second round. I think they've already impressed a lot of people, and they've caused a ripple effect across the NBA. Number 1 media market, historic franchise, large brand. Yep. Look out for guys like Kyle Lowry. Look out for a trade for Damian Lillard.
Lonzo Ball.
I think they're going to be looking for some superstar players to get them over the top and really make a play for next season.
Trucks, do you think the Warriors can get Porzingis in the offseason? The Porzingis rumors have kind of been flying around going back to before the deadline. Chase is saying stop.
Stay away.
I agree with him.
Stay away.
The Mavs are in a tough spot with him because they traded for him. They gave him the bag because when he plays, he's capable of being a top 15 player in this league. The problem is he just can't stay healthy. And the Warriors have dealt with injuries enough as it is. I'm not trading for Porzingis if I'm the Warriors. I don't know if I'm trading for him if I'm any team. Right?
I'm not looking.
Oh,
I'm staying away.
It's brutal because I think him and Luka could be phenomenal.
Keep Porzingis away.
I don't think we'll ever see that duo go to fruition because he can't stay healthy. Speaking of the Mavs, Mikey Mickles, what type of player do the Mavs need to help Luka? Healthy Porzingis, but since that's probably not going to happen, I think like a legit 3-and-D guy that can also play ISO if needed or be the creator if needed, because we've seen Jaylen Brunson step up this year and run the offense at times even with Luka on the court. Can you get like a 6'6" to 6'8" guy that can play on the wing? Like honestly, I give him a lot of beef, but like a guy like Paul George would fit great with Dallas.
Yeah, I was going to say if you could like take Klay Thompson and just develop him in a lab overnight and duplicate him and repair the ACL and Achilles and put him on the Mavs, game over.
Yep.
That's the ideal type of player that you want to look for.
Shanav M., how do the Nuggets not play the Lakers in the playoffs? So right now, as we're filming this on Friday, we got the NBA standings as of now. We can pull those up on screen for the Western Conference here. The Nuggets currently are the 4 seed. The Lakers are the 6. So if Denver moves up to 3 and the Lakers stay at 6, they would play in the first round.
Yep.
Or if the Lakers move from 6 to 5, that would be the 4-5 matchup. So it's very conceivable that those two teams could play in the first round, but otherwise they can't play each other in round 1.
Yeah.
So that's really the scenario there. Got a handful of games left as we're filming this, so we'll see how it plays out. Robert Brooks, can the C's get a package for Smart to the Knicks for Rose and Mitchell Robinson?
Well, we just threw out possible trades for Marcus Smart.
Mm-hmm.
I think other teams would really value him because he's a solid offensive player, more so great culture guy. He's a dog, really competitive, has some fire to him, is very, very tough. He could be the difference for a team that is just on the cusp, and they need a little bit of a mentality change. I mean, the Clippers can't afford him, but if he went to the Clippers, like that's an intriguing type of team. I do think they can get a package for Marcus Smart. I don't know if Derrick Rose and Mitchell Robinson are the two guys you want to bring in, especially at this point of Derrick Rose's career. Although I got to say, shout out to Derrick Rose.
Great get for the Knicks.
Because this year he's been tremendous.
We hope we're tremendous here at Chat Sports, and if you think we are, subscribe at youtube.com/chatsportstv. NBA coverage, NFL coverage, NBA playoffs are just around the corner. Don't miss any of our action. And hey, we're going to fire up some watch parties for the playoffs, probably the play-in tournament. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe, turn on notifications. You see me, Chase, Mitch, Tom, lots of videos here on Chat Sports. Couple more questions here. Joshua Sivonen, I don't know. Let me know how to pronounce it if you see this video, Josh. Sivonen, maybe. Does Portland have a chance against the Lakers in a playoff series? Yes, but I don't really know the scenario of them playing each other because they're neck and neck at 6 and 7 right now. I think that could only really happen in the conference finals. There's not enough games left to shake it up unless...
Or the play-in tournament.
But I don't think
the 7-8 seed.
But Golden State would have to win out in that scenario and get huge help from those two teams.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if mathematically that's possible at this point. Hypothetically, if they played, sure, but the Lakers would be a heavy favorite in my opinion.
Agreed.
Screw Nut Bolt. Nice. Is that Jimmy Screws? Who should the Knicks target this free agency? A lot of Knicks questions today.
Yeah, so let me say it again. Kyle Lowry is probably my number 1 target for the Knicks.
2-year deal.
They're ready to win now. He's 35, still playing at an all-star level. I'd sign him to a 2-year deal and give him however much money he wants.
2-year, $50 million, something
because
like that.
A guy like that, I mean, he's the difference maker to really turn the Knicks
Lakers should have traded
into a serious contender. And the Lakers, yes, they made a mistake not trading for him.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Trucks, what's up with the Zion injury? Fractured his left ring finger. Came out of the game on Friday, so depending on when you're watching this, we're doing this live, so information flowing into us. Looks like he fractured his ring finger, Trucks. So Pelicans trying to make a late push for the 10-seed chase. Without Zion, that's going to be very difficult. If we get a final update before we sign off our live show, we'll let you guys know.
Yeah.
Ray Long, Pelicans must fire Stan Van Gundy. He is so bad, supposed to be a defensive guy, and the team is just as bad on defense as last year. I thought that was a weird hire.
It was very weird.
Happened. He's kind of bounced around. I would get a younger guy if I was New Orleans. You got a young roster. Like, Monty Williams to Phoenix, like, that has worked really well. They need something like that in New Orleans, just where, like, they need the right fit. I think Van Gundy could probably be effective with an established team. I don't really view him as someone who can, like, help groom a team. I just don't.
I was watching the Pelicans the other night, and I said to myself, they're just not responding to Stan Van Gundy. Yeah. And I think they'd be better suited with a young coach who the young core can relate to. They ain't relating to Stan Van Gundy, that's for sure.
Isaiah Feliciano, do the Brooklyn Nets recover from the losing streak without James Harden? I mean, they've lost a few games here.
Yeah, like 3 or 4 in a row.
Yeah,
of Friday.
I mean, listen, like they need Harden for the playoffs. We all know that. They're probably not going to be the number 1 seed now. That's fine. It's all about the playoffs for Brooklyn. Sure, you'd like to get him back before the playoffs, but I'm not going to worry about a couple losses in a row. For them, for me, it's about health. Josh again, top 3 title favorites.
Let's go Jazz. Let's go Suns. And, well, we got to go 3. That's tough. I like the Suns over the Jazz, so that's 1. Okay, I'll go Sixers. And, shoot, I guess I'll bite the bait on Brooklyn. I don't know. Whatever.
Lakers and Nets are wild cards because they have injury problems.
Yeah.
So I think if they're fully healthy, those are 2 of your 3.
The
Bucks are
they
hot.
finally get it done.
It's open. It's open this year, Josh, which makes it a lot more fun than it's been in recent years. Quick reminder here. Follow us on Twitter at HGramNFL. He's at Chase_Senior. He's closing in on 4K. I'm trying to get to 2,500 followers on Twitter. Appreciate you guys. If we missed your question, you can follow us right there on Twitter.